10 Alarming Signs. You're losing yourself in a relationship and how to deal with this problem. Do you feel like you've lost touch with who you are since entering your relationship? It's a subtle process. Compromises here, small sacrifices there, and before you know it, you barely recognize yourself. Losing yourself in a relationship doesn't happen overnight. It's gradual, often disguised as love or devotion, but it ultimately leaves you feeling disconnected, invisible, and unfulfilled. A healthy relationship should complement your individuality, not diminish it. Yet, in the name of harmony, many of us overextend ourselves, prioritizing our partner's needs while neglecting our own. Stoic philosophy teaches us the value of self-respect and balance. As Epictetus said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. In relationships, this freedom comes from staying true to your values, even as you grow together with another person. This video will guide you through 10 alarming signs that you might be losing yourself in your relationship. Each point is designed to help you reflect on your current dynamics, identify areas where you may be compromising too much, and find ways to reclaim your sense of self. Remember, losing yourself doesn't mean the relationship is doomed. It's a wake-up call. With awareness and action, you can create a partnership that honors both your individuality and your connection. Let us approach this with the wisdom of the Stoics, calmly, courageously, and with the intention of living in alignment with our true selves. Let's dive in. 1. You've stopped pursuing your interests. One of the first signs that you're losing yourself in a relationship is letting go of the passions and hobbies that once brought you joy. Whether it's painting, exercising, reading, or spending time with friends, these activities often take a back seat as your focus shifts entirely to your partner's needs and preferences. For example, maybe you used to attend a weekly yoga class, but now you skip it because your partner prefers to spend evenings together. Or perhaps you loved gardening, but it no longer feels worth the effort since your partner doesn't share the same enthusiasm. Over time, these small sacrifices add up, and you begin to lose touch with what makes you feel alive. Stoicism teaches us to value what is within our control, our choices and actions. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By letting go of your passions, you surrender a part of your identity, which diminishes your overall strength and joy. To reclaim this part of yourself, start small. Dedicate even 15 minutes a day to something you love. Let your partner know that these interests are part of what makes you who you are. "I'm going to spend some time on my painting tonight. It's important to me." A healthy relationship will not only allow space for your individuality, but encourage it. Your interests are not just hobbies, they are expressions of who you are. By nurturing them, you not only honor yourself, but also bring a fuller, more vibrant self to your relationship. 2. You constantly seek their approval. Do you find yourself hesitating to make decisions without first consulting your partner? Constantly seeking their approval, whether for small choices like what to wear or big decisions about your career, is a sign that you may be losing confidence in your own judgment. Over time, this behavior can lead to dependence, eroding your sense of autonomy. Imagine wanting to pursue a professional opportunity, but instead of trusting your instincts, you delay, worrying about how your partner might feel. Or perhaps you change your plans, outfit, or opinion to align with what you think they'd prefer. While seeking input in a partnership is natural, consistently prioritizing their opinion over your own is not. Stoicism teaches us to live with self-respect and integrity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." This wisdom applies not only to moral choices, but also to how we honor our own inner compass. Relying too heavily on another's validation weakens the foundation of your self-trust. To counter this, practice making decisions independently. Start small, choose something without asking for their input, then reflect on how it feels to trust yourself. Gradually, you'll rebuild confidence in your ability to navigate life on your own terms. When appropriate, involve your partner in your decisions, but ensure it's a collaboration, not dependence. Approval from your partner should enhance your confidence, not define it. By trusting your judgment, you reclaim your autonomy and strengthen both your relationship and your sense of self. 3. You compromise your values. Have you ever found yourself going along with something that doesn't sit right with you, just to maintain harmony in your relationship? Whether it's agreeing with their views to avoid conflict or participating in activities that conflict with your principles, compromising your values is a troubling sign that you may be losing yourself. For example, you might agree to cut corners in a financial decision because your partner insists it's not a big deal, even though honesty is a core value for you. Or perhaps you stay silent about an issue that matters deeply to you because you fear their disapproval. These moments may feel minor, but they chip away at your integrity and create internal conflict. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of living in alignment with our values. Epictetus reminds us, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you betray your principles, you lose mastery over your actions, leaving you disconnected from your true self. To address this, reflect on what matters most to you. Write down your core values and consider whether your relationship supports or challenges them. If you find yourself compromising too often, it's time to have an honest conversation with your partner. Express your feelings calmly. "I feel strongly about value, and it's important that we respect that in our relationship." Living true to your values is non-negotiable. A relationship that forces you to compromise your integrity is not a partnership. It's a loss of self. Stand firm in who you are and let your actions reflect the strength of your character. 4. Your social circle has shrunk. Have you noticed that your friendships and family connections have started to fade since entering your relationship? While it's normal for priorities to shift, completely losing touch with your social circle is a red flag that you might be overly focused on your partner at the expense of other meaningful relationships. Perhaps you used to meet friends for coffee regularly, but now you decline invitations, feeling guilty about spending time away from your partner. Or maybe you've stopped calling family as often because your schedule revolves around your relationship. Over time, these decisions isolate you, leaving your partner as your sole source of connection and support. Stoicism teaches us the value of balance in our relationships. Marcus Aurelius said, "We are made for cooperation, like feet, like hands, like eyelids." This cooperation extends beyond romantic relationships to include friends, family, and the broader community. A fulfilling life requires nurturing a variety of connections, not relying solely on one. Rekindle your social circle by reaching out to friends and family intentionally. Schedule regular catch-ups, even if it's just a quick call or a coffee date. Let your partner know that maintaining these relationships is important to you and your overall well-being. A healthy relationship encourages growth in all areas of life, including your social connections. By fostering a strong support network, you enrich your life and avoid the pitfalls of isolation. True strength comes from balancing love for others with love for yourself and your community. 5. You feel overly responsible for their happiness. Do you find yourself constantly trying to keep your partner happy, even at the expense of your own well-being? While supporting each other is a cornerstone of a healthy relationship, feeling overly responsible for your partner's emotions can leave you drained and disconnected from your own needs. Imagine your partner is upset and you drop everything to comfort them. even if it means neglecting an important task or compromising your own peace of mind. Or you find yourself walking on eggshells, constantly trying to anticipate and prevent anything that might upset them. This pattern often leads to burnout as you take on more emotional labor than is fair or sustainable. Stoicism reminds us that we cannot control others, only our own actions and responses. Epictetus said, "It is not events that disturb people, but their judgments about them. Your partner's happiness is ultimately their responsibility, just as yours is yours." Taking this to heart helps create a balanced, healthier dynamic. To address this, practice setting emotional boundaries. Offer support without overextending yourself. "I'm here for you, but I also need to take care of myself right now." Encourage your partner to take ownership of their emotions while ensuring your own needs are met. A strong relationship is a partnership, not a one-sided effort. By sharing the responsibility for emotional well-being, you foster mutual respect and allow each person to grow independently and together. 6. You've lost your independence. Independence is vital in any relationship, yet it's often one of the first things sacrificed when you begin to lose yourself. Over time, you might find that your decisions, goals, and even daily routines revolve entirely around your partner, leaving little room for your own identity. For example, you stop pursuing personal goals because they don't align with your partner's plans, or you avoid making decisions without first consulting them, even for matters that primarily affect you. This level of dependence may seem harmless at first, but it erodes your confidence and creates an unhealthy dynamic. Stoicism teaches us to preserve our autonomy. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." If your independence is compromised, your sense of self, and therefore your happiness, is weakened. Reclaiming your independence starts with small steps. Set goals that are entirely your own, whether it's pursuing a hobby, taking a class, or advancing in your career. Make decisions that prioritize your needs and desires, and communicate with your partner about the importance of maintaining individuality within the relationship. A healthy relationship doesn't stifle independence, it celebrates it. By reclaiming your autonomy, you strengthen both yourself and the partnership, creating a foundation of mutual respect and balance. 7. You avoid conflict at all costs. Conflict is an inevitable part of any relationship, but avoiding it entirely can be a sign that you're losing yourself. When you suppress your feelings or agree with your partner just to maintain peace, you sacrifice your voice and create an imbalance in the relationship. For instance, imagine your partner suggests something you're uncomfortable with, but instead of expressing your concerns, you go along with it to avoid an argument. Or perhaps you hold back your true feelings about a recurring issue, fearing it will cause tension. Over time, these unspoken conflicts build resentment and distance. Stoicism encourages us to face challenges with courage and rationality. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You must build up your life action by action and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible." Addressing conflict constructively is one of those necessary actions for a balanced and honest relationship. Start by expressing your concerns calmly and clearly. "I feel uncomfortable with this, and I'd like to talk about it." Focus on solutions rather than assigning blame. Healthy conflict can strengthen a relationship by fostering understanding and trust, while avoiding it only deepens the divide. A relationship built on suppressed emotions is fragile. By facing conflict with openness and courage, you not only maintain your sense of self, but also nurture a stronger, more authentic connection with your partner. 8. You're neglecting self-care. Have you stopped prioritizing your own physical, mental, or emotional well-being? When you consistently put your partner's needs above your own, self-care often becomes an afterthought. Over time, this neglect can leave you feeling exhausted, unbalanced, and disconnected from yourself. For example, You skip workouts or healthy meals because your partner's schedule or preferences take precedence. Or you stop carving out alone time because you feel guilty for prioritizing yourself. While it may seem noble to focus on your partner, neglecting self-care depletes your ability to show up fully in the relationship. Stoicism teaches us the importance of nurturing our inner and outer well-being. As Epictetus said, "Take care of your body as if it were a temple." Self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. Without it, you cannot bring your best self to any aspect of life, including your relationship. Start by reclaiming small moments for yourself. Dedicate 20 minutes each day to something that recharges you, whether it's meditating, exercising, or reading. Communicate to your partner that self-care is non-negotiable for your health and happiness. A supportive partner will respect this and encourage you to take time for yourself. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. Prioritizing self-care ensures you remain balanced and capable of nurturing both yourself and your relationship. 9. You feel unrecognized or invisible. Do you feel like your thoughts, feelings, and achievements go unnoticed in your relationship? When your partner dominates conversations or dismisses your contributions, it can leave you feeling unappreciated and invisible. For instance, you might share an accomplishment only for your partner to downplay it or quickly shift the focus back to themselves. Or you might express a concern only to feel like your voice isn't being heard. Over time, this dynamic erodes your confidence and makes you question your value in the relationship. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of self-worth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Man must consider not only his functions, but what the thing is which forms his judgment." Your value isn't diminished because someone else fails to see it. It is inherent and unwavering. If you feel invisible, address it with honesty and assertiveness. "I feel like my thoughts and feelings aren't being acknowledged, and I'd like us to work on communicating better." A healthy relationship is built on mutual recognition and respect. By ensuring your voice is heard, you reaffirm your worth and create a more balanced dynamic. A wise person knows that recognition begins with self-respect. 10. You don't recognize yourself anymore. Perhaps the most alarming sign that you're losing yourself in a relationship is the feeling that you've become a stranger to yourself. Your goals, passions, and even your personality feel muted or entirely absent, leaving you wondering who you've become. For example, you used to dream of pursuing a certain career, but now that vision feels distant or irrelevant. Or maybe your sense of humor, once vibrant and carefree, has been replaced by constant worry about pleasing your partner. This loss of self can create a deep sense of emptiness. Stoicism teaches us that self-awareness is essential to a meaningful life. Seneca said, "To live is to be mindful." Recognizing when you've strayed from your true self is the first step toward reclaiming your identity. Reconnect with yourself by revisiting your goals, values, and passions. Spend time reflecting on what truly matters to you and take deliberate steps to reintroduce those elements into your life. Communicate your journey to your partner. "I've realized I've lost touch with some parts of myself, and I'd like to focus on rediscovering them." A healthy relationship supports individuality and growth. By rediscovering who you are, you not only strengthen yourself, but also bring greater depth and authenticity to the partnership. As the Stoics remind us, true freedom lies in living authentically and in harmony with our values. Reclaim yourself, and the rest will follow. Solutions: how to reclaim yourself in a relationship. Recognizing that you're losing yourself in a relationship is the first step toward change. The good news is that reclaiming your sense of self doesn't mean ending the relationship. It means rebalancing it. By addressing these patterns with clarity and wisdom, you can create a healthier, more fulfilling dynamic. Here are practical steps to help you realign with your true self. 1. Practice self-reflection. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of personal growth. Reflect on how you've changed since entering the relationship. Ask yourself, what parts of myself have I let go of and why? Journaling or meditating can help you uncover where you've compromised too much and what you need to reclaim. Stoicism encourages regular introspection. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if you will ever dig." By understanding your inner needs, you can begin to realign your life with your values. 2. Set clear boundaries. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect and boundaries. Identify areas where you've overextended yourself, whether it's emotional labor, time, or energy, and communicate your limits to your partner. For example, if you've been neglecting your hobbies, let your partner know, "I'd like to dedicate some evenings to my painting. It's something that helps me feel grounded." Boundaries are not walls, they're bridges that foster understanding and respect. 3. Reconnect with your passions. Rediscover activities that make you feel alive, whether it's taking up an old hobby, exploring a new interest, or dedicating time to personal goals. Prioritize these pursuits as essential to your well-being. Seneca's wisdom applies here. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future. By reintroducing joy into your life, you reclaim a vital part of who you are. 4. Strengthen outside relationships. A balanced life includes connections beyond your romantic relationship. Rebuild ties with friends, family, and your community. Schedule regular meetups or calls with loved ones and invest in these relationships as a source of support and fulfillment. As Marcus Aurelius said, "We are made for cooperation." Nurturing your wider circle enhances your sense of belonging and prevents over-reliance on your partner. 5. Foster independence. Regain confidence in your ability to navigate life on your own terms. Set personal goals and make decisions that align with your values, even if they don't directly involve your partner. Independence isn't about separation. It's about maintaining your identity while being part of a partnership. Epictetus reminds us, "No man is free who is not master of himself." True freedom in a relationship comes from standing firm in your individuality. Losing yourself in a relationship doesn't happen overnight, and reclaiming yourself takes time, reflection, and deliberate action. The key is to approach this process with grace and wisdom, understanding that a healthy relationship is one where both partners grow together while maintaining their individuality. Stoic philosophy offers timeless guidance. Live in alignment with your values, nurture your inner self, and embrace the strength that comes from knowing who you are. By practicing self-reflection, setting boundaries, and fostering your passions and independence, you can create a partnership that enhances, not erases, your identity. Remember, as the Stoics teach, balance and self-awareness are essential for a fulfilling life. You deserve a relationship that uplifts and inspires you without compromising your sense of self. Take the first step today and trust that by prioritizing yourself, you'll create a healthier, more authentic connection with both your partner and yourself. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more wisdom and guidance on navigating life's challenges. Your support means so much and helps us continue creating meaningful content. We'd love to hear from you. Have you ever felt like you were losing yourself in a relationship? How did you recognize it, and what steps did you take to reclaim your identity? Share your thoughts and takeaways in the comments below. Let's learn from each other and grow together.